And also this includes conventional loans, your conventional loans as well. Now, what is the maximum income allowed for this program? The maximum income allowed for this program is $154,800. So anybody who falls underneath that threshold, you qualify for the loan as long as you are law enforcement. So again, if you are interested in this program, you can call me at 786-253-0211, and I can help you get into this program and get you into a new home. Again, my name is Kathleen. I work at Ethics Mortgage at 633 Northeast 167th Street, Suite 1019 in North Miami Beach. Ethics Mortgage. Again, you can call me 786-253-0211. So, and last but not least, you need a minimum credit score of 640, not 635, not 620, 640 and above. You can qualify for that program along with all the other things that I've mentioned. Now we're going to transition into the other part of my life that I've shared with you guys. Moi, c'est un counselor at Dignity Memorial or Caballero Rivero. We have the Cemetery Southern Memorial on 151, Dade North and 135. We have Woodlawn West in Hialeah. We have Woodlawn South in Kendall. We have Woodlawn Palms in Homestead, and we also have Fairway Memorial that I met many of you guys in Deerfield Beach. Last week we discussed how do you personalize your funeral arrangements. I got a couple of comments where people were saying, well, how do I not make my funeral boring and dry? So that was something that I had mentioned, and I always advocate when I meet with families to try to make the service memorable and allow people to see the personality of the person who passed away. So what are the ways that you can personalize your funeral services? The ways that you can personalize it and make it memorable is, let's start off with songs. One of my favorite groups, compa groups, is T-Vice. Maybe that will help me get tickets to their show coming up on 4th of July at the Hard Rock. If you're listening, that's my favorite band. I like T-Vice, and I do like Zafem, and I do like Class and DC. So if you are someone who, like me, who love those types of music, you want to personalize your service with your favorite song. And it doesn't have to be compa music. It could be classical music. It could be opera music. It could be Jamaican music. It can be folk music. Whatever, n'importe chant ou voulez, you could put that into the program. Another thing that you can include in your personalized service is readings. Like if you like poems or Passage Nabib, or maybe a passage in one of your favorite books, you can have that read during your service. And people if you are someone that was into reading or a scholar, that's another way to memorialize yourself. Another thing you could do is do memory boards and slideshows. Memory boards, when you get your go photo and your guest can go ahead and sign on the photo, maybe like a little message to remember you by, and your family gets to keep that as a keepsake to remember you by. And then maybe on the year of your anniversary of your transition into your new life, they could bring out that, memory board to memorialize your life. Next up is a slideshow presentation. That's one of my favorite ways to remember someone. So your photo slideshow or video slideshow, that is, like 50 to 80 pictures or videos of what you were like while you were with us. If you like to have family gatherings, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or if you like to take pictures by the beach, you always was someone that took pictures of everything. That is something that could be put in your service to help people get a better understanding of who you were when you were alive. I mean, you have a beautiful personality while you're here. Why not show your friends, your family, the world who you were when you were with us? The next thing is customizing your casket. This is something that's very popular with young people. Young people, what they like to do is get a seke and wrap the seke avec une photo. So it could be like a collage of pictures of what different pictures of that person, and they wrap the casket with that design. So instead of the casket just being a typical white, gray, they'll just take a big picture like a sticker and they wrap the casket in that design. Some young people have gone so forward to wrap their caskets in name brands that we see in the high-end stores like Christian Dior and Louis Vuitton, and I've seen that and it looks really cool. So that's something that's very popular among the young people, especially in our community. I've seen it a lot. Another thing that you could do is memorial displays. What does that mean? What you would do is you can include what your hobbies were. If you were someone that liked to collect baseball cards, stamps, you like to collect chapeau, you could implement that into the program. And I'm going to tell you how you can get into it in the next point. Now, the next point I wanted to say is, that's my second favorite, is themed attire. Like everyone dressed in même rad or même couleur. So it's like, let's say your favorite color is purple, blue, orange. Well, everyone wears black, but yellow. You could, instead of making everyone wear tout le monde, mette yellow sur radli, radlio, I should say. You can have everyone wear your favorite color instead of wearing black and white to memorialize you, to remember you by. And as I was saying, like, let's say you were someone who liked to collect different types of hats, different chapeaux. You can have all the men wear like your favorite a hat to the funeral instead of just wearing your typical black and white. So those are different ways you could be memorialized. Everyone wear like a particular outfit that you enjoyed wearing while you were with us. Another thing that you can also do is during the repast, during the reception, après enterrement, you could use the same thing, hobbies that you were into. Like, let's say you were into fashion, you can have like sort of different displays on as centerpieces on the table as a memorialization of you, to be remembered. That's a really interesting way to be remembered, and it will not make your funeral or your service boring and dry. The next one is you can also have, one thing I forgot to say that's really popular in our community is negio. They love to wear jerseys, especially if you are a fan of the Miami Dolphins. So I've seen where they would actually wrap the casket in the Dolphins logo, and all the guys had to wear Dolphin colors, or they had to wear a or Dolphin jersey. So that could be a really fun way to memorialize yourself. You can also do the programs in that design, which we will talk about coming soon. The next thing I wanted to say is, like, if you were into sports, maybe you were into tennis, basketball, football, that is something that you can also incorporate in that as well. I can help you with that. My number is 786-253-0211. Like, I did a funeral service for a young kid who was very big on tennis. So what his family did is that they had a custom racket made of white flowers, of daisies, because the daisies had the little yellow in the middle as like the yellow on the court. So those are little things that you can do. If you're into sports, you can incorporate it in your flowers. You can even incorporate the sports into your music, because you could take popular sports music songs that you might hear when you watch a Miami Heat game, a Dolphins game, and you can include that. And something that's really cool too is whenever someone is doing a memorization, or like if someone's giving a reflection about you after they finish saying something, they can have the fans cheer. Yes, it is a sad occasion, but we're celebrating your life. We're honoring your life, and we want you to be celebrated and not mourned, because you've lived your life here. You've done a good job, and now it's time for you to rest with your Lord. The next thing that you could also do is the reflections, the tributes. You can have your friends from far and near come and do a special word about you. And those who are not able to come, which is another idea, is have them do a little video clip for 2 minutes, I would say tops, of what you were like, either as a brother, a sister, a best friend, a co-worker, maybe a boyfriend or girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that you could look into doing to also create a little personalization. We're going to take a small little break, and I'm going to go over the next. I'm going to go over the next part of this program with you. So we're going to take a small break. You're listening to Chat with Kat. This is Kathleen Barreau, and you're listening to 1580 WSRF 99.5. Chat with Kat. I'm your host, Kathleen Barreau, with Ethics Mortgage and Caballero Rivero. You're listening to Chat with Kat. Now we're going to move mosey along and continue our discussion. So another thing that you can do to memorialize a person or show what the person's personality is. You don't necessarily have to hold the funérailles dans l'église or at a funeral home. You could do it at different places. You can do it at a beach, a park, or at a family home. There was a funeral that I was a part of that they did the service in their condo, and the condo was facing the ocean. And in the ocean, you have these huge, big windows. They had the windows open with the ocean, fresh ocean breeze, and they knew that person loved the ocean so much that that's where they had the service. They had a very small, intimate service with just only family and friends, and they had a lot of white flowers, and they did a white and gold casket, and they actually had the person facing the ocean because that's how much they love, the ocean so much. They like to be at the beach. So that's, a way to memorialize a person. It doesn't necessarily have to be inside of a church or a chapel, but you can do it at other places that allows those things. I have a friend of mine that said that he likes, as long as I've known this person, he always liked to party. And so he said at his funeral, all he simply wants is just people to show up and there to be a DJ, and that's the funeral. So he doesn't want the traditional service inside of a church or at a chapel. He wants it at his favorite, club during the daytime, and he just want the DJ to play the music, and that's the funeral, he said. Another thing that you guys can do is destination memorials. Destination memorials is kind of like destination weddings, except it's for those that have passed on. So if a person had always wanted to do a service in in a place that they would have always liked to go, but they never got a chance to do it, that is an option too. You can do a destination funeral at that person's favorite place, maybe in a different country, a different state, in a different island, just as long as that country allows it, which I don't see a problem. You just have to, there's some regulation to that, which I can assist you. For more information for destination memorials, you can call me at 786-253-0211. 786-253-0211. An alternative is green funerals. Those are something that are popping up lately in the green funeral sector. That's where they actually, this is for those who might want to be cremated, pour crémation, where they would take your ashes and they would actually plant it within a tree, and then they plant the tree in the ground so you get to be part of that tree. You get to be part of it. So that's an option too. Another thing that's become very popular are celebrations of life, where the funeral is just focusing on joy, happiness, remembrance of that person, and it's just very high energy, lots of music, lots of singing, lots of food, lots of activities, and it's just a reflection on the person's personality, not on, how they might have passed away, and that's how that goes. And then lastly, as I was talking to you about, is customized printed materials. That's where you have your programs. And this is a big thing within our community. There's a lot of focus on programs. The programs are usually one of the biggest things that, we focus on, because that really showcases the person's personality, from the design of the program to the colors of the program to the words, the biography of the programs, special quotes of the program, the photographs that you use inside the program. Those are very, very important aspects of showing a person's life while they were alive. And those, sometimes people keep programs because of how beautiful they are. Programs usually can be in bifold, trifold, or they could be booklets that could be 8 to 16 or 20 pages, depending on the person's life. programs, I would definitely say you should pre-plan for programs because with inflation, they always are going up. So if you are interested in pre-planning your arrangements, you can call me at 786-253-0211, 786-253-0211, 786-253-0211. Pour information pour arrangement funéraire pre-need, you can actually arrange you can finance your arrangements up to 15 years, 15 années, and it can be as little as less than $100 just to start the plan. This is something that you should definitely look into because as inflation goes up, death has no calendars. It's always going to happen. They just said that now there might be a new pandemic coming out, that COVID is making its round again. We don't know, but it's never a bad idea to plan. So again, my name is Kathleen. You were listening to Chat with Kat on KS80 WSRF 99.5. I am going to see you guys next week. If you have any questions about funeral arrangements or if you have questions about the Hometown Heroes program, you can call me at 786-253-0211, 786-253-0211, and I'll see you later.
You think you coulda get in on my feelings? You coulda get me fi settle down. Me give ya hit and run. Me give ya hit and run. Me did only one little dealings. Love you did I look you must sit down. Me give ya hit and run. Me give ya hit and run. Hey, my youth, you take it too serious. Give a little piece, just a little feel up. Now you take a set up on me, you eat up. Give me space, give me room, give me little breeze now, Jesus. I wanna make you feel so. Throw me keep it tight and me ever clean so. Want me did want, tell me never need you. This enough for people know, keep it on a deal.